Summary of How to Persuade People Who Don't Want to Be Persuaded. Get What You Want Every Time. By Joel Bauer and Mark Levy. Make them look and listen. Step right up. How long can I juggle? What's under my hat? Don't take your eyes off my hands. Intrigued already? That is an infotainment teaser, an evocation of one of the most effective persuasive tactics, the Theatrical Persuasion Model. It is based on the tactics of the world's greatest persuaders, carnival barkers, gamblers, magicians, and sideshow hypnotists. Their time-tested customer luring methods work for a simple reason: if they did not work, the person wooing customers at the street fair did not eat. That reality check helped these entertainers develop a very attention-getting approach. Their pitches were often effective, entertaining, amusing, and emotional. By establishing a bridge directly to people's feelings, these performers created a fertile environment for persuasion. Build a persuasive bridge to any audience by devising your own transformation mechanism, the label for any demonstration or device that wins the audience's attention. Once you get the audience involved, your transformation mechanism serves as a link to your main message. It sets the stage for your major points. To put people in a receptive mental state and help them change their attitudes, just create the appropriate environment. For example, ask the people you are addressing to remember the best summer days of their childhoods. People move into different mental and physical states when they think about this memory. Often they relax. Maybe they shift their eyes away or close them. For that moment, your question changes their atmosphere and time frame. They are no longer focused only on the present. Instead, they are transported to a charmed image of the past. Once they have absorbed it, this mental shift makes them more receptive to your message. Jog people's perspectives and time orientation by asking about their future personal or professional goals. Where do they see their families in a decade? What would they do if their department reached its sales goals and they each received a large bonus? What would happen if profit sharing increased? How would they spend the extra money? On a vacation? On a home? On their child's college tuition? Such questions change people's perceptions. They become open to new ideas since their minds race ahead. Now, they can focus more intently on achieving a goal. If you make this change occur during a meeting, you can transform a routine assembly into a memorable event. An article in the Harvard Business Review, September-October 2000, reported that short messages are twice as likely to get attention if they are personal, if they come from a respected person, and if they evoke an emotional response. This was true across all types of communication in all forms of media. Say it with body language. Use body language or even intriguing, incongruous props to create transformation mechanisms for the ideas you want to convey. This can be as simple as demonstrating breathing exercises to show prospective customers that using your product will make them more relaxed. Or, to demonstrate the concept of teamwork at a corporate meeting, ask two people to stand up. Have them intertwine their right legs and grab each other's right hands. Posed that way, each person can lean backward without falling. They counterbalance each other. That's a memorable visual demonstration of teamwork, expressed in body language. More than 100 years ago, a teenager named Lulu Hurst convinced people that she had magnetic powers. She became a sensation. Scientists visited her to ascertain her abilities. Hurst demonstrated her physical powers with a body metaphor. She stood a few feet in front of a wall and put both hands on the wall, shoulder-width apart. She got a dozen men to stand behind her and push. She would withstand their force and maintain her distance from the wall. It was wildly impressive. In memoirs published after her death, she confessed that the key to the trick was to position an associate as the first man behind her. He would maintain constant pressure on her shoulder blades. But he was the only one pushing against her. In turn, each man behind him absorbed just the pressure of the next man. Her illusion of strength worked. Be inspired to create your own metaphors. One way is to use drawings, even cartoons, to reflect the ideas you want to communicate. For example, create a flowchart with each stage in the process drawn on a separate napkin. Draw an initial idea about your plan on one paper napkin. As you discuss each step, display a new napkin until you've shown your entire flow chart. This presentation is simple, but it requires planning. You do not need artistic talent to use paper metaphors, just prepare a diagram of the salient points. You want people to remember and make it eye-catching. Another opening, another show. Every salesperson faces the need to develop a powerful opening that attracts attention and explains the product being presented, and its customer benefits. This perfect kickoff is easier wished for than derived. A good opening is like the coming attractions ad for a new movie. It should be short, punchy and compelling. To develop the best opening, answer these questions. What industries are your clients in and who will hire you? What benefits will your firm deliver? How will clients gain from your work? Do you provide a guarantee? How can you help clients get the results they desire? Who are your competitors and how do you differ from them? What industry awards or recognitions have you received? What are your success stories? Do you have a novel way to describe what you do? These answers provide the basis for your opening statement. Go with your strongest answer first, but make sure you include an explanation of how you help your targeted clients. Practice using different combinations of answers. Once you find the combination that makes you enthused, start using it. Chances are it will keep your prospects interested, as well. Once you have a great opening, develop the rest of your story. Before you make a presentation, try to prepare your audience for what they are going to hear. This forewarning will increase your odds of convincing them about the benefits you offer. Great openings work in front of large crowds and in smaller groups, but one-on-one conversations are different. Let the conversation turn naturally to the question of what you do for a living. Since you have already prepared short answers based on the material you gleaned creating your public opening, you can deliver a powerful, intriguing response. Then, find out more about the other person. Ask what he or she does to garner more information. What the person tells you will often be his or her most important concern or largest problem. Given this exchange of information, present your solutions. This short discussion changes the dynamics of the encounter. With an easy conversation, you have learned about your customer and he or she now understands what you can offer. Sum up your service with a slam-dunk slogan. A huge amount of information flows through modern society. With so many messages bombarding people, their attention spans are constantly being tested as they filter out useful data from junk. To increase the odds that your message will be heard, keep it brief and entertaining. Use your short message or slogan repeatedly in your presentations. A carefully wrought slogan will be remembered, and will make your product memorable. For example, a CD manufacturer developed a catchy slogan that directly mattered to its target market. The firm's presentation explained the quality, price, and key features of its CD players. Since many potential buyers had coped with product shortages in the past, its prospective customers wanted reassurance about product availability. In response to their concern, the manufacturer developed the slogan, "We own the factories." When the presentation was made and the topic of availability arose, the slogan was put to good use. Prices are low because we own the factories. Delays are unheard of because we own the factories. Because the slogan had real meaning, the audience remembered it. To derive a good slogan, base it on your product's features or benefits. This can be inspiring, one vision, one solution, boastful. This process will allow you to blow away the competition, challenging. This is a process for professionals, so if you are not one, don't even think of trying it, or even rhyming. Vivid slogans work. The right one can be your product's signature. Comedian Rodney Dangerfield used, "I get no respect," to propel his career. Your product can establish its niche with the right slogan, Coke, it's the real thing. In short, your slogan is a concept that you want stuck in your audience's mind. Step right up and give this a try. Samples of your product or service carry out a powerful function. They show prospective customers what you can deliver. Samples allow potential customers to see if your product meets their needs. Use samples to expand your audience of possible customers, including those who are reluctant to meet with you. Samples work with a wide variety of offerings, even pets. Some animal shelters give prospective dog owners the chance to take a puppy home for a few days if there is even a remote possibility that the family will like it. Many dogs become members of new families during their trial periods. A sample also works if you offer a service instead of a product. Invite a prospect to tour your facilities or provide an hour of consulting to show your capabilities. The key is to offer a sample that is worth something from the customer's perspective. Since the sample does not cost the customer anything, it should convey a meaningful symbolic message about your product. This requires more thought than just picking some promo item out of a catalog. To offer an effective freebie, ask, which customers are we trying to influence? What's the goal? Do we have anything we can give that they will find valuable? Does our freebie have value? Answering these questions requires research, because you want to avoid just handing out trinkets without reaping a business benefit. When you give away something of perceived value, you create an obligation on the part of the recipient. It's not always a simple matter. Perceived value and obligation can be problematic for your business and your customer. One problem is that the customer has control of discharging the obligation. People cannot be forced to be grateful. If you persist, they will resent you. The best you can do is to be gracious when you give something and never push for the reciprocity you hope to provoke. Claim your niche. How people think of you determines the kind of work you get. People with broad career definitions and skills are often overlooked since employers expect each employee to fill a specific niche. Thus, positioning is important. Volvo, for example, is considered a safe car. Volvo could be considered many other things, but safety fills a particular market need. If a brand becomes linked with too many benefits, it dilutes its association with its strongest asset. This happens because people make assumptions and scan for specifics. Information often is pigeonholed according to features, the area's best mechanic for Swedish cars, or benefits, the pen which writes underwater. Once you are clear about how your product or service benefits your audience, and about how to be better than your competition, build a marketing plan to capture that exact position. Develop your concise message about your specialty and repeat it in all your marketing materials. Work to become the best in your field and, if possible, dominate that space, so that when people have a problem in your area, they will think only of you. Then, you can razzle-dazzle them.